we are not our types. Okay, so let's talk about MBTI. Is it real? Does it matter? Should you care? I am not the MBTI police. I don't care if you identify as an INTJ or an ESTP or anything else. The problem is when we take these 4 letters too seriously. See, MBTI can be a fun and useful way to understand ourselves and how we interact with the world. Honestly, who doesn't want to know how they can be better at work or in relationships? But when it comes to figuring out who we are, those 4 letters don't tell the whole story. Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the basics. MBTI stands for Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. It's a personality test that tries to categorize people into 16 different types based on how they think, act, and feel. There are 4 categories or dimensions that make up your type, and each category has 2 letters, like E or I, introvert or extrovert, N or S, intuitive or sensing, T or F, thinking or feeling, H and J or P, judging or perceiving. Now, these categories aren't meant to be boxes that we check off. It's more like a spectrum where we all fall somewhere in between. So for example, I'm an ENFP, which stands for extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and perceiving. And yes, this is why I always wear headphones and avoid eye contact. No, but seriously, it's supposed to help me understand how I interact with the world, right? I'm more energized by people and ideas, which is the intuitive part. And I make decisions based on my feelings and values, which is the feeling part. And finally, I prefer to keep my schedule open-ended, which is the perceiving part, so you get the idea. This test is based on the idea that our personalities are made up of different combinations of these characteristics. But here's the thing. It's not that simple. See, we're not just our MBTI type. We're also our experiences, our memories, our relationships, our hopes and dreams. It's like trying to describe a painting by just looking at the colors on the paint chip. Sure, it gives you an idea of what the painting might look like, but it doesn't capture the whole thing. That's because people are complex, and our personalities are shaped by a million different factors. And plus, we change and grow all the time. The same exact person today is going to be different in a few months or years, right? Also, this test isn't perfect. There have been studies showing that it doesn't always give consistent results. Sometimes you take it and you re one type, and then a few weeks later you take it again and you re a totally different type. Not to mention, some researchers argue that the whole 16-type system is just a way of repackaging some well-known personality traits. If you just look at the 16 types side by side, you'll notice that some of them are basically opposites of each other. Like introverted versus extroverted or thinking versus feeling. So what does it all mean? Well, for me, I think MBTI can be a useful tool for understanding ourselves and how we relate to others. Knowing that I'm an ENFP helps me understand why I'm super energized by talking to new people and why. I tend to focus on the emotions and values in a situation. But it's not the whole story. It's just a piece of the puzzle that is me. So bottom line, I'm not an MBTI purist. I don't think we should overthink or stress over what our type is. And I don't think it should define us or box us in. But I do think it can be a fun and helpful way to understand ourselves a little better. At the end of the day, we're all human, and we're all trying to figure out this whole life thing. So if MBTI helps you do that in any small way, then maybe it's worth taking it with a grain of salt and a sense of humor. So what do you think? You an MBTI believer or a skeptic? Leave a comment below. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.